When we talk about our higher self, what we want to talk about is the place where your thoughts are born from. We're going to touch that place before you even have a thought. Here we are once again. Welcome to this channel. I am Booyah. I'm here to talk with you today about something very, very fundamental and something very, very important. And that is to discover who you are. It actually sounds like a really big question. Who am I? It's not always easy to discover who we are. And I'm going to tell you that because there's two of us. There's two of you. There is the voice in your head, your brain, your thoughts, what you're thinking about, which is all going on inside you. And that is what we will call the ego. I'm not saying the ego is bad. I'm just saying the ego is what identifies with the story in your head and what you're thinking about. But I want you to know that there's something greater than the story that's going on there in your head. There's something greater going on than the person that you've created yourself to be. What we want to do is look at what some have called your higher self. And we've heard that terminology before, our higher self. But where is this higher self that we're talking about exactly? And what we're going to do is try and discover that, or at least touch that point today within you. Some of you have already discovered your higher self, and you're feeling a great connection to this place. And some of us are just brand new, and we're kind of going, what do you mean, this other part of me, and this higher self part of me? And so what we're going to do is try and touch that space so that you can recognize it within yourself, because it's not always easy to see. Let's start out with some basic understanding about our physical body and physicality. Scientists say that every 7 years, every cell within our body is replaced. All the molecules within us have been exchanged with new molecules. Many cells have died and been regenerated and are new cells again. And so, interestingly enough, every 7 years, everything within you has been replaced. And so, every 7 years, you basically have a new body. At least everything has been replaced. And you can see this. When you were 7 years old, by the time you're 14 years old, you're not in the same body. You recognize that. And by the time you were 21, you were not in the same body as you were when you were 14. And this continues on your entire life. What's interesting too, that's the physical side of you. I want to talk about the conscious side of you. Your thoughts. Let's go with that first. Let's talk about your thoughts. What you thought about, for example, when you were 7 years old, and how you saw the world, how you saw yourself, how you believe things to be. By the time you were 14, 7 years later, you saw yourself completely differently. You saw the world differently. You understood things differently. You believed differently. And again, by the time you're 21, you saw the whole world differently again. Every 7 years, there's a change that happens inside you in the sense of your internal perception, how you think, how you see things, how you understand yourself to be. So here we are going through life. I am currently in my late 50s, mid 50s. And so I've gone through, let's see, 7 times 8 is 56. Eight bodies, you might say. I've gone through 8 different bodies in this lifetime already. And my whole thinking process has changed 8 times. Already in my lifetime, just me. And you can calculate it for yourself how many different bodies you've gone through and how many different thought processes you've gone through. So I want to ask you now, who are you? Which body am I talking to? Out of the many bodies you've already had. If I'm talking to your intellect and to your mind, who am I talking to? You've gone through several intellectual changes already. Who am I talking to? Who are you? And yet, right, through all of this, you're still aware it's you. Even though you've gone through several different bodies and several different consciousnesses and several different perspectives of life, you're still aware it's you. That awareness that it's still you is touching your higher self. That's the perspective. What I want you to understand is you are greater than your thoughts. You're the observer of you. How's that? In your own mind, in your own consciousness, in your own awareness, can you observe yourself? Can you observe the words you're saying? Rather than being the words that you're saying, just spilling it all out, can you watch yourself talk? Can you watch yourself move? Can you watch yourself and observe yourself from the inside of how you feel? This is a key to getting you out of your head, the egoic mind, the egoic you, and moving you to the higher self you. You are the observer of yourself. You are aware of yourself. When you have a conversation with yourself, when you're talking to yourself inside your head, right? Who are you talking to? You're having a two-way conversation inside your head. As you talk about your own life, as you talk about things that you've seen or felt or feel, whatever you're thinking about. As you think about these things, you're having a dialogue inside your head. Who are you chatting with? Huh? It's more than your mind. You're chatting with your higher self. You're chatting with you, an inner you, a deeper you. You're chatting with the consciousness that's inside of you. Consciousness is an interesting word because I want to break it down for you so you understand what it really means. Consciousness is the act of knowing your inner thoughts. The conscious is thoroughly knowing who we are inside ourselves. And you know what? That's something that I think a lot of us are lacking. Missing, maybe. It's not always easy to listen to who we really are inside. But you're there. You're aware. Right? Maybe even for the first time now, you're perceiving yourself differently than you had before. Rather than being your thoughts, being the observer of your thoughts. Rather than letting your mind go crazy with what it's thinking, being the person that's aware of the crazy thinking that's going on within you. It may seem subtle. It may even be hard to distinguish. But we're moving you out of the head space into the space of who you are. And when you discover this inner space of who you are, it is going to be magnificent, because it is magnificent. This is exciting times. We are in a new energy on Earth. And this new energy is teaching us new things about ourselves. And it's teaching you that you are magnificent. It really is, because you're feeling these changes, you're feeling these shifts. And who is it within you that is feeling the shifting going on? Who is it within you that's feeling all the change that's happening? Our head and our head thoughts are confused by everything that's going on, right? But your higher self, knowing this, knows things are changing and is not necessarily afraid of the change that's coming. It's just an awareness that things are shifting. You are shifting. You are becoming aware of your higher self. You're becoming aware of the greater part of you. And this discovery and this journey is exciting. And you're in for a great ride and a great time, because this is magnificent and you're doing so well. How is it that I can observe myself? They are words you're hearing, but what does this actually mean? How does this actually play out to observe oneself? There was a great philosopher from France back in the 1600s, and he said, and he coined this phrase, "I think, therefore I am." And much of the Western philosophy and psychology has been based off of this premise. I think, therefore I am. What I want to do is debunk that. That is not true. It is not true. Here is the truth. I am, therefore I think. I am, therefore I think. When we talk about our higher self, what we want to talk about is the place where your thoughts are born from. We're going to touch that place before you even have a thought. The thought before the thought. Touching your higher self is an interesting place, because we want to equate it, our higher self, to our head mind, which has words, which has thinking, which has structure of concept. You can hear your words that you're saying. The voice from your higher self has no words that are going to chime through your head. It has no structure. But it is through your higher self, something within you is born. And before it becomes even a thought in your head, it goes through the filter of your mind. And from there, you make some sort of judgment on the feeling that you're experiencing, or the sight that you're seeing. It goes through the filter of the mind and makes a conclusion. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's magnificent. Oh, I like that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I don't believe that. All that is the filtering of the mind from what you are experiencing. This awareness that's inside of you is a very special place. And it's not easy to get there, not easy to feel it out and find it. Our head likes to clutter things within us. But the essence of who you are, how you're humming inside, who you are, the true you, the eternal part of you, The part of you that was there when you were 7 years old, and when you were 14, and when you were 21, and when you were 28. I'm skipping every 7 years to letting you know that even though your body has changed to new bodies every 7 years, even though your whole thinking has changed every 7 years, you're still aware of you. And that eternal part of you is that awareness.